All right, everybody, welcome back to the Crypto 101 podcast. Special bonus episode today. We've got our momentum team here. You know them, Brian and Joe over at Real Talk NFT podcast. We're going to put the links below so you can check them out. And they are literally our crypto Navy SEALs going in for all the momentum stuff, the NFTs, the memes, all the high flying stuff you guys love. We're bringing them in today to break down what's going on for the last couple weeks. We haven't heard from them since Thanksgiving, and they're going to give us like a little 2024 review as well, and then what they're looking at for 2025. We are recording this on Thursday, December 19th, and while there was a ton of volatility in the market since you last heard from the episode that Brendan and I recorded, we're not going to touch on that too much today. It was what it was. Jerome Powell came out. The Fed kind of gave a little bit of a hawkish look into the future of the rate cuts. The markets did not like it across the board. The S&P 500, the Russell 2000, crypto, everything is hurting because of that. But it's too much to really even make a call on that right now. The market needs to digest that. We're going into a low volume period of the year with the holidays. So we're not going to touch on that because at the end of the day, folks, zoom out. If you've been in the crypto space for 2024, you've had a hell of a year. And that's why we're keeping the good vibes going. And we're celebrating with bringing on Joe and Brian to get their end of year takes. Joe, Brian, welcome back. And we're excited to have you.
So excited to be here.
Great to be here. What an intro, dude. Not too many people call me a Navy SEAL, but I'll take it. And I'll tell you what hasn't been falling down is even though Bitcoin was like 3% down, Farcoin was like 30% up. So we're all eating. It's been a fun time.
Some are calling it the future of finance. I know we're going to touch on that later. We're going to give that some meat and the potatoes in the middle. Give the people a little tease of the positive, fun vibes to come. But I want to kick it off with ordinals. I see you guys put it at the top of the sheet. You know, you guys are the experts. Let's toss it to you. What are you guys seeing in the NFT market? What's going on with ordinals?
Yeah, Tivo, you said it. You said zoom out. And I had a funny text to my friend. I was like, oh, darn, markets are down. I'm only up 90% on my Bitcoin now versus 100. Sad crying face. You really got to zoom out. And that's what, the NFT market has really shown me this year. If you asked me and Brian maybe like a month ago, we were pretty down. Not unsure and unsure, right? But what we've seen now is that the NFT market has survived its first cycle. And what you see right there on the screen is the top blockchains of NFT volumes in the last 30 days. So we're looking at about $800 million a month, which is about $9 billion a year. Now that sounds little compared to a lot of other, industries out there. But NFTs at its peak in 2021 was doing about 22 billion. So you know how most meme coins or most like altcoins fall like 99.9% on a down market? Well, NFTs have not done that. And they've actually held really, really strong. I would say surprisingly, because I didn't really look at these numbers with a microscope until recently. And the reason we brought up ordinals, because ordinals is NFTs on the Bitcoin network. And most people don't know about that. Most people don't even know that there's meme coins on the Bitcoin network. And Bitcoin has just slapped Solana in the face this last year. And probably Ethereum too. It's really catching up there in the last 30 days. They did 200 million. All time they're catching up to Solana, about to flip them. I mean, it's getting strong, it's growing stronger and stronger by the day over there. So I'm super excited about where the NFT space is heading. And we're actually going to break down a little bit more about what's going on in the NFT market down a little bit later also.
Yeah, for sure. Joe, you nailed it. The NFT market feels like it's definitely coming back. It kind of snuck up on me. I know you and I have been talking about some OG collections that we've loved, and I haven't sold a lot of my favorite NFTs, communities I'm in all the time, but I did not expect for it to come back as hard as it did over the past really few days. I wrote a note down somewhere. I think we had $100 million in volume in NFT trading just the other day, where on average over the past few months, we were at like between $2 to $5 million. So a huge move there, 50x move in trading. It's exciting. And kind of want to kick this over to you, Joe. I'm going to give you my thoughts, but why do you think the NFT market came back? And in my point of view is I think a lot of these people within the market, this was their first kind of correction, their first bear phase that we've seen. A lot of those NFT people, it was their first go around. We saw some massive corrections. Even in the bull market, we talked 90% of these are going to probably go to zero. And when they went to zero, everybody was like shocked, like we weren't always talking about it. But the cream certainly rose to the top. Why do you think we had such a strong bounce back?
Yeah, I think regular cycle sentiment is definitely part of play here, from Bitcoin to Ethereum popping, scratching all-time high, Solana rotating out of meme coins and NFTs is one aspect of it. Another one is what you said, cream rises to the top, right? The sizzle's gone, meaning like the speculation of gambling in NFTs sizzled down and people were building. Pudgy Penguins is something we're going to talk about here a lot in this update because they did it. They're the North Star of the NFT bear cycle. And that's why I say that NFTs survived the first ever cycle. So this is great news because a lot of people didn't think that they would. They launched into Walmart, they launched into Target, they launched into Amazon. They sold 1.5 million physical toys and plushies to kids worldwide. They have a Web3 game. They were at San Diego Comic-Con. I was at their booth. They're launching a blockchain. They launched a token that did 3 billion in volume in the last 3 days. And this is an NFT project. So I'm skipping ahead here, but they rocketed to the number 62 token or crypto in all of, the top 100 cryptos. And they're the number 6 meme coin in just 2 days time. So I'm giving a lot of spotlights and Pudgy Penguins, but rightfully so. This is an NFT project that started during the heydays of 2021, kind of like garage built, not big VCs, nothing. And that's kind of what people like. They want the organic meme coins. They want the organic NFT projects, and this is one of those. And we're seeing a lot of bullishness because of that. They're like, wow, this company survived and thriving and doing so well in the world of Web3. A lot of people now are, we're skipping ahead here. They're launching their tokens also. I'll let you talk about that. But that's one of the reasons why I think we've done well and towards the end of 2024.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you hit the nail on the head. Pudgy Penguins is one of the gold standards of the NFT brands. And there's going to be a lot of other companies that have been out there building in Web3 that are going to mimic what they've built. But NFTs haven't even, we're going to jump over. Yeah, there it is right there. So the Pengu token debuted at a $2.3 billion market cap. And Joe, I think it pumped all the way up to like $4, $5, $6 billion initially. Rightfully correct, because there's a lot of people. I think 7 million wallets got access to this Pengu token. So they really understand onboarding masses. And one thing we always talk about within NFTs are, if you want to join the NFT community, it is an ultra exclusive club. So if you want to join the Pudgy Penguins, there's only 10,000 of those NFTs you can get. Really, only about 10,000 real spots you can get. But if you release a token with similar mechanics, you can join their ecosystem, and hundreds of thousands of people now can join the huddle, they call it, the Penguin huddle, the igloo. And I love that. I have no Pudgy Penguin assets, but I have the Pengu token, and now I kind of feel like I'm part of the team. Some of their token gated access I can get into, and I feel like I have some skin in the game. So just really exciting stuff what that team's built.
Yeah, they are. You said it. I have some Pudgy tokens, so I feel part of the huddle. So yeah, Pudgy Penguins have definitely broadened the landscape for millions of people to get involved. I'm definitely excited about that. Another reason that NFTs could be popping off also, if we go into the Magic Eden token link there, TiVo, is that we have stimulus packages. So in the NFT world, there's stimmies, from Magic Eden is a marketplace for NFTs specifically. They dropped a token last week, which we talked about our private community. $700 million was airdropped for I wouldn't say for free, but for people who traded NFTs. So I know you got some, I got some. A lot of our community members got some just for trading NFTs. This was absolutely just a huge windfall for a lot of people. A lot of people rotated that back into NFTs. And the same thing for Pudgy Penguins. They dropped, $2 billion worth of value to a lot of Pudgy holders. And that allowed the Pudgy holders to not sell their NFT, but to sell the tokens. And guess what they did with that? They went shopping. And now we're seeing, Doodles do that. Also, I know we're skipping ahead here, but that could be another reason. And just to highlight what we're going to call it in the future for our private community, another platform is going to drop another stimulus package too. OpenSea, notably one of the biggest ones, they're hinting at a token drop. So that's another big package that's going to drop. That's going to invigorate, hopefully, the NFT world.
Yeah, it was epic times. The Pengu token obviously patted people with tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars if you actually held an original Pudgy Penguin. So people who held on absolutely cooked. I have some friends that made hundreds of thousands of dollars by holding that NFT. Shout out to the boys there. Great plays. And even within our private community, I know I wrote it down a few months ago. We called out like buying, because the Pudgy Penguin entry price was always a little bit higher. We even called out buying little Pudgies at a very fraction of our price. I think a 0.4 ETH. and they got paid, I think, like 10 grand per little Pudgy. So an absolute cook for people. And you bring up the Magic Eden token. I know I got thousands of dollars. You got thousands of dollars. And in both of those tokens were found on the Solana blockchain. That's really interesting to me because all the rage in the world right now are meme coins, especially on the Solana blockchain. So it's really interesting to me that Luca Pudgy Penguins chose the Solana blockchain, the Magic Eden team chose the Solana blockchain, and I'm sure anybody that sold, I didn't sell a lot, whoever sold probably rotated them into Solana coins. But over the past couple of days, we have seen a little bit of a correction in some of those Solana meme coins just because Solana has been a little bit volatile. You know, it's been right around that $200 mark. So we've talked about this within our private community, even on other rundown shows. I don't think that's any reason to worry for future Solana meme coins or even the future of Solana. But we do need a little bit of Solana dominance to come back for it to just be craziness in those meme coin streets. But the addition of Magic Eden, the addition of Pudgy Penguins token, them choosing the Solana blockchain makes me more bullish on Solana meme coins more than ever.
Yeah, there's actually a new chain that could be a competitor. I'm not sure if I should reveal it here, but it hasn't launched yet. So Pudgy Penguins is launching their own blockchain, like we mentioned. It's called Abstract. And there's ways to farm, to pull, to gain yield, and get some free money over there also. So we definitely have more coming.
Yeah, not only...
Sorry, cut in there a little. I've been hearing a lot of Magic Eden talk. A little something for the listeners. We will be having a founder of, and I believe the CEO of Magic Eden coming on the first week of January. So we're recording the first week of January right after break, but we'll get that episode out to you guys, within the first half of 2025, which is exciting.
I love it. Is that Jack Liu? I think that's one of the founders. It's that.
Let's see if I have him on there. Yeah, I just have his PR person linked right now into the meeting. I'll dig it up in a second here.
That's amazing stuff. I love the Magic Eden team. That's going to be an interview that I'm certainly going to tune in for all of them. But definitely check that out.
Jack Liu, you nailed it. Jack Liu will be coming on, the first couple weeks of January. So something exciting to look out for off of the back of all the momentum that you guys are bringing us with this conversation.
They're an absolute fire team. He wrote a great article recently talking about how he wants to be an on-chain Binance, just really opening up the platform. Personally, and this is not financial advice, we say it all the time, but this is my own personal decision. Yeah, this is my own personal decision, but I made a decent amount of money on that Magic Eden airdrop, and I took half of it and I automatically staked it because I am believing in Magic Eden long term. So, Jack, if you're listening to this, pump my bags. But I see the future is extremely bright for Magic Eden. But not only has like Magic Eden and Pudgy Penguins have been popping off, really AI meme coins has been stealing the spotlight in certain sectors. And we have a link here talking about the virtuals ecosystem, and that's actually found on Base. So both AI meme coins on Base, AI meme coins on Solana have been popping off. But one reason I want to bring up virtuals, it was one of Joe's past calls. We've talked about it on rundowns, was the virtuals platform. He was telling everyone, invest in the picks and the shovels, maybe not so much the AI agents. We've talked that could be a little bit of a game of hot potatoes. But this has just rocket shipped up. It's actually down on the day a little bit. It was over $3 billion as a market cap yesterday. Joe, why did you like that token so much?
Yeah, and Joe, when do you think you gave this out? A month ago or 6 months ago? I'll try and pull up the right chart here for the people.
Brian, I don't remember. We give so many calls out, but this one stood out definitely because an agent on there crossed the $100 million mark, which is kind of like baseline for a lot of meme coins, but this was the first AI agent to do it out the bat and within the platform itself. So a lot of people were kind of banking on its feedback loop that because they transact in virtuals, that virtuals would do well because you have to transact in virtuals, even though the AI agent has their own token. And, not all bets pay off, but this one went from, I think we called it at like 200 million or 2 million. What was it, Brian?
So you called it on Halloween for 300 million market cap, and then we called it out again. I remember talking to you about it a few weeks later. I was like, this still feels criminally low, and we made another call out on December the 5th at $1 billion market cap. So you called it on the 31st of October, 300 million, and then I did a call out at $1 billion. And, even at a billion, even what, 14 days ago, 2 weeks, you'd have over 3x your money just by following those calls. But I'm a big fan of that entire protocol and what they're building.
Yeah, I'm in San Francisco, so people just pour money into AI. We're not doing it blindly here, but AI is just this transcendent technology that we're seeing actual practical use case now within the crypto world at lightning speed. So it's carved out a small niche in the world of meme coins, but it's gone beyond that. Like you can pull up well, we talk about Fartcoin, we could talk about a lot of other things too, because they're creating NFTs, they're creating music, they are transacting, they're creating meme tokens themselves. So just imagine how how it's going to be maybe 10 months down the road. I don't know how it's going to be, but it's definitely taking the crypto world by storm. So we have our eyes on a lot of those types of tokens, and we made a lot of calls on those that I think Brian will go over.
And I love your sheet here. It's not just the crypto world; it's the TradFi world as well. I mean, you got this tweet up here from Franklin Templeton. AI agents, interesting. Obviously, the Franklin Templeton social media team is on the forefront of tapping into the crypto space on X, because I think they were one of the first people. They put laser eyes on their logo there, the $100 bill, Mr. Ben Franklin. But it's interesting. I mean, everybody's talking about it. We had our summit, the community summit a couple weeks ago, where obviously Brian and Joe were featured. We've talked about that multiple times with Brendan as well. And the number one thing was AI agents. Everybody couldn't stop talking about AI agents. It was that and like the Bitcoin strategic reserve was the two top things that everybody wanted to discuss. So, yeah, I mean, I think yesterday was kind of across the market was an interesting, like, kind of froth clear. And, whether it's a stock that has AI in it or quantum computing or maybe some meme coins or cryptos, like everybody's getting a little bit of a haircut, but the rhetoric is completely undeniable.
Yeah, for sure. AI agents is an extremely interesting time to be here. We could talk for hours about how the whole AI world and AI memes. I mean, there's meme coins, there's infrastructure plays, there are agent plays. There's just a lot to digest there. As Joe knows, I've really gone down a rabbit hole following, like, I follow random AI agents. I'm investigating new infrastructure plays. We've given several infrastructure plays as calls, agents as calls, and AI meme coins. But one thing that's really surprising to me is how these AI meme coins have kind of led the pack. And the reason I say it is because AI agents have utility. You could train them to be a trading bot. They can just do so much. The sky's the limit. And then infrastructure plays like virtuals to build these AI agents makes a lot of sense. But for some reason, these AI meme coins, like the GOAT token, one that I've been a big fan of, has taken a pretty substantial correction. And I've gone on record that doesn't shake me up at all. I still think that's a really strong play. As this sector grows, it's going to do really well. But there was one AI meme coin that flipped GOAT that I never saw happening. And I did after it flipped it. I was like, of course. But we talked about it earlier show. It's Fartcoin. You can't. Yeah, you can't even say it. I did it. I did it as a call within our private community. I talk about it every week, and I tell everybody when I do it. If you watch the videos, I was like, I'm almost embarrassed to say it again, but Fartcoin's at an all-time high. We're ripping.
Let me put it this way. This is why you want to get to know Joe and Brian, because we've kind of talked about how Moonshot was the easy gateway for the average person who doesn't want to use a wallet and connect to Solana to buy these Solana meme coins. And so I download MoonPay and I get on there and I'm like, all right, what am I going to dive into? I knew I wanted to do Chill Guy. And then I was like, all right, let's find some other ones. And I'm scrolling and I see Fartcoin and I'm like, Fartcoin's up, is 150, 200%. And I'm like, what a stupid coin. I literally in my head, I'm like, that's so stupid. It's going to zero tomorrow. I didn't know anything about it. And then it's the holidays and I'm like, oh, Rismus. Hell yeah. I'm going in on Rismus. Because I'm thinking the Rizzler might, get involved or something, or praying that he would get involved and hit one of his little cheeky things. And so I slack Brian. I'm like, hey, man, what do you think on Rismus? The holidays are coming up. And he goes, you said, quote, you're like, I'm really all in on Fartcoin right now, but I'll take a little Rismus with you. and we're a couple weeks later and Rismus is down 90%. That was, my uninformed, little gambling bet. And then sure enough, the guy that's in the trenches doing the research gave us Fartcoin, and it's been an unbelievable run.
Yeah, I'm actually looking at our sheet. We gave a call out for Fartcoin. This is the official call we were talking about beforehand at $250 million market cap on the 28th of November, which is really, man, I wish I had that flux capacitor or whatever it was and go back in time and put the whole life savings into it. But I felt the same way, TiVo. I was like, Fartcoin, this can't run. But then I mentioned it to my wife, who isn't a crypto person at all. Like, she glazes over if I say Bitcoin to her. And I was like, hey, like, there's this token Fartcoin. And she did start just like chuckling, like pretty much like, what are you doing in that little office of yours? And I knew right when she laughed, I was like, this could be a winner.
It is one of those where it's like, it's so simple that it works. But like a month, literally almost not even a month, but what a call from you guys. Again, this is why, we have you guys and you've been crushing it. And if the listeners aren't familiar with Brian and Joe, you got to get more familiar. So the links are below to, check them out. But from a call of a $200 million market cap almost 3.5 weeks ago to literally last night on Stephen Colbert talking about Fartcoin. So we got to be here, give you your flowers, Brian. A little round of applause for you. Unbelievable.
I'll tell you this. The writers on the show, Silent But Wealthy. I've read tons of different jokes about memeing it, like all hot air rises. They nailed it with that Silent But Wealthy line. When I watched it, gave me a good chuckle. But it's really amazing stuff. And I don't know if everybody knows, TiVo, I'm not sure if you know this or the viewers know this, but Fartcoin's actually an AI meme coin. Terminal of Truth, who kind of pushed the GOAT token, wanted to create a meme coin, and it came up with this big thesis of how it wanted to create a coin called Fartcoin. And it gave all these reasons why. Normal retail investors will laugh at it. They'll think it's funny. They'll pump it up. Endless memes could be made. Endless taglines. I might start trusting these AI agents a little bit more. Terminator 2, I'm not scared.
Yeah, and for those that don't know or don't know how the cycles work, that's why there's NFTs in play too. Because people when they get wealthy, they want to represent, they want to celebrate. And Brian linked me to the NFT for Fartcoin, which I thought was a complete joke. But, if you want to have a one-of-one fart NFT, you can do so. He sent it to me when it was 1 SOL. It went up like 3x since then. And I thought that it was the silliest thing. But we're seeing, a lot of meme tokens now branch into NFTs, kind of like how NFTs are launching meme tokens. So that's very interesting to see, not only from Fart NFT, but also we had on our podcast Cerebro. They launched their Cerebro NFT also, and they're doing really, really well. So that's another rotation that a lot of people they don't realize is something that you can capitalize on as well. Because as these meme coins not settle, but they can expand and you can capitalize on these other opportunities.
Yeah, it was really enlightening when you did that podcast with from something in mind, the developer of Cerebro, just kind of like its entire thought process and how he's viewing the industry. And back to those fart NFTs, they're nothing special either. They were probably AI generated themselves, and they're not like any super piece of art, but you can just see how the power of community. Yeah, look, I mean, they're interesting, but they don't really translate well to a PFP, but people love them because they're connected to that meme coin now. And this is what we're talking more and more within our community, is how the world of NFTs and meme coins are really coming together. And that's what Luca at Pudgy Penguins realized as well. He has this OG, very expensive Pudgy Penguins collection, getting big collabs across the globe, but there really wasn't a way to branch out and bring in more users, create a token, add some utility to it. And I really have a good feeling that a lot of NFT projects are going to copy that playbook. But Fartcoin went parabolic, and I just got to bring this one up. I'm not even sure how much Joe and TiVo know about it, but there was this a couple of nights ago. I'm in the trenches, and I see a token that starts trending called Unicorn Fart Dust. I go on stream to watch this guy. I absolutely Loved everything about him. He was an absolute beauty. He's a gold and silver maxi, and he pretty much created unicorn fart dust as a complete joke, as a joke against Fartcoin because it was running, very similar to what the Doge guy did years ago. And you know what the crypto industry does? Absolutely supports the hell out of it and makes him a crypto millionaire. And I think he sold half. He was very open about it too. He's like, I got 12 million tokens. I'm selling half here. I'm holding on to the rest. And he's been coming on every night live streaming, and there's like this lore around him. But this unicorn fart dust token, what's it at right now? $200 million market cap, $150 million market cap. It's been going up and down all day. And it's an absolute cook for anybody that got in. And we need to get that guy on the podcast. Whatever podcast we can get him on, we need to get him on because he's an absolute beauty. I enjoyed watching his YouTube.
Yeah, whenever I get these text messages from Brian, I actually messaged you, was it yesterday or this morning? I was like, Brian, where do you get these from? And you're like, oh, it's my buddy who got in a fart coin. He told me about this. I'm in fart coin too, full disclosure, but I didn't hear about unicorn fart coin. That's some deep in the trenches stuff.
Well, actually, the one I shared with you today, and it hasn't done well yet, was fart in a jar or something.
That's what it was.
Oh
That's what it was.
These are not long-term solid plays at all, but these are momentum plays that could be like hourly trades at the end of the day. But certainly, Fartcoin has developed into something more than just a funny name, and I really think it could be a coin that continues to run because retail normies out there enjoy it.
I feel odd in the sense that the last 10 minutes of this conversation, I felt like we could have all been in second grade and like the teacher would reprimand us and write a note to our parents about how we're being disrespectful in the classroom with all these fart jokes. But man, we're talking about billion-dollar market caps here, folks. So, I mean, the money's real.
Yeah, definitely. And I hate to go away from the fart coin topic because it's so intriguing. I'm definitely going to dive deeper after this. I mean, we dove deep. And part of the reason why is because Truth Terminal mentioned it. It wasn't just like, oh, let's buy Fartcoin. You know, there was data and statistics behind it. You know, like we knew that there's following and whatnot. So, but yeah, there's also meme coins on the Bitcoin network, and something pretty big happened this last week. Actually, was that Dog, the biggest meme coin on the Bitcoin network, scratched $1 billion. It didn't quite cross it, but it was like a $990 million market cap, which is huge. So as Bitcoin grows, as the rotations happen, we're most likely going to see more of the meme coins on the Bitcoin network pop off. And I just wanted to give a shout out to that because you know, it's a new technology founded by the same founder who founded NFTs on the Bitcoin network. So definitely looking for opportunities there because it could get a little bit noisy in the Solana world, you know, with all these fart coins. It's green pastures over there. You know, there's no fart coin in the Bitcoin network. It's just a little bit more expensive to spin those up. So that's why we don't see as much of those. So there are definitely opportunities. Because we mentioned Virtuals, which is on Base, that did a 10x, fart coin and Solana. But there's definitely meme coins on Bitcoin that's popping off. So we talk about that with our community also.
Yeah, we're involved in all the... Oh, go ahead, Tivo.
No, for sure. Finish your thought.
Oh, I was just gonna say we're involved in all these ecosystems, like Joe said, and there's a lot of interesting things that are happening. And he made a great point that we just didn't go down Fartcoin and just blindly bought it. It was actually a recommendation by one of these AI agents, and that's what really intrigued us. But there's even other coins out there, meme coins out there that are actually using real life utility. We've seen Coinbase list several meme coins, and one in particular was MOG. And MOG is one of the most viral, strong communities out there. And I just saw come across the newswire that MoonPay, one of the largest, suppliers of crypto, is you can use MOG as payments now. So it's not even just memes anymore. If there's enough community, enough people holding a certain coin, there's going to be more utility added to it. And that's just great. It's great for the entire industry.
Yeah, I think we're at the 30-minute mark here. A lot of farts, a lot of fun. But let's kind of tie this into the end of your episode. So each give me, let's take AI agents off the table. Unless you both, if you disagree, I think the number one thing maybe for this meme coin NFT industry is like, what was the number one most surprising thing from 2024? Would anybody disagree that it was AI agents, or is that like, would it be both your top picks?
Yeah,
It'd be
the whole
both your,
AI sector. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, and that's true across the regular stock market, regular crypto coins, right? Like those were the stories of 2024. And I feel like we covered that a lot this episode. So let's all go to your number two. What was something in 2024 besides AI agents, which, you know, we've really covered, and obviously that's not going anywhere. So we're going to be talking about a lot more in 2025. But what's something in 2024 that surprised you as we wrap up the year?
Yeah, for me, the surprise was not in the positive for this way, but it's starting to be. What happened was that Bitcoin meme coins launched in 2024. A lot of people don't know that, actually. A lot of people don't even know there's Bitcoin NFTs. And a lot of people don't know Bitcoin NFTs are about to flip Solana all the time. And my hope is that Bitcoin and meme coins, skyrocket and steal some mind share versus what it's done, because it didn't pop off as hard and fast as it did with the NFT network. And, the NFT network's about to flip Solana, but the meme coin network is still reigning supreme on Solana and Ethereum. So for me, that was the biggest surprise, because I was like, oh, Bitcoin NFTs are crushing everyone. The Bitcoin meme coin's gonna do exactly the same. Didn't happen. So it's been a slow grind back up, but I'm excited for what they're building on top and what's happening now. There's a lot of DeFi being built on Bitcoin now, which is pretty crazy. So I'm excited for that 2025 personally.
Yeah, Joe, that's a great call out. We both thought the runes and the ordinals were going to absolutely rip in 2024, but we were probably just a little early to the party. I think I'm still super bullish on that entire sector, and my bags could prove that if anybody needed to know. The most surprising, that's a great question, Tebow. That's kind of caught me off guard, but the most surprising to me, probably two things, are just the rise of meme coins overall. My first real buy in a meme coin was last November of 2023. It was Dog with Hat. And I bought it, and I was like, I don't know if these coins are going to really like last. And there were so many ups and downs throughout the whole year of 2024. That is, I bought it in 2023. So many years of ups and downs through 2024 that I was just shocked how many people gravitated to understanding meme coins. How if I was telling a buddy at the gym, I'm like, hey, you should buy Solana, great layer 2, fast transactions, it's going to take the market by storm. Totally glazed over. Well, I'm like, hey, man, there's a new coin. It's recommended by an AI agent called Fart Coin. He's like, how do I buy it? So I was just kind of shocked by the public perception there. And then the second part of it was just recently how fast and hard NFTs came back. I don't know how long they're going to stay. I am bullish on them long term, and we're going to have an NFT bull run. But I thought that was going to be towards the tail end of 2025, after we had price discovery in all alts, Bitcoin's raging at $180,000, and we're all rich. For it to come back as strong as it did over the past few weeks is one of the biggest surprises I've had in 2024.
That's awesome, man. I think everybody's had a great, kind of last couple months across the trading landscape. So it's good to see that you guys are having the success that you're having. And obviously 2025 will be a great year. So we covered, obviously Farcoin, huge win. I want to hear what was top winners. So Joe, give me two of your top winners. Brian, give me two of yours. Obviously Farcoin can be one as well. And then we'll wrap it up with looking into 2025. But Joe, two top winners for us. How'd you do this year?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest winners for me, even though it was not widely accepted, was what I just mentioned. Bitcoin meme coins, the dog, the one that hit $1 billion market cap. I made a lot, a lot on that trade. And the second one was just being active in the Web3 world. So what's crazy is, like, we talked about the abstract train when Pudgy Penguins are going to launch one. If you're just active, you can get free money. So for Magic Eden, I didn't buy, like Brian said, NFTs just came back. I wasn't buying thousands of dollars worth of NFTs this last year. I was selling more than I was buying. But with the Magic Eden token airdrop, I got thousands of dollars. That was my second biggest win. And I didn't even do a trade. I was just participating with that. And then with the Pudgy Penguin airdrop, I don't even own a Pudgy Penguin. And I got free money from that also. So I think just being involved in the Web3 space is a win for anyone. If they just kind of know where to go, know where the alpha is, it's a win.
That's awesome, man. Obviously, the alpha comes from listening to you guys. Brian, what do you got?
Huge wins there, Joe. I had a couple good ones, boys. No, I'm not gonna lie. I did. I did. Your boy was doing okay in those trenches. I mean, I got rinsed a few times because if you're buying into every unicorn fart coin or unicorn dust, you're obviously gonna catch a couple zeros. But in a lot of them were pretty much all of them were every one of them were recommendations to our community. I'm looking at a list, and I'm going to name a few. Did great on virtuals. I bought it when you did the cusp call, Joe, at 330 or 300. I bought it and still have it. Did great on that. Did great on the Pepe recommendation. We recommended it another buy, 3 billion market cap. Crushed the Mog recommendation that we gave at $500 million market cap. I'm holding all of these still. We even gave Moodang at $180 million market cap. I know I made a lot there.
I was shocked that Joe didn't say Moodang. That was
Me too.
that was a little bit of a run.
Yeah, it went from 180 to like 600, but I thankfully have other ones that did more than that.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, that virtuals call was great, and but my best meme coin win ever was Dog with Hat originally in November 2023. Whenever meme coins were just kind of getting traction, and I was kind of just dabbling, but the last few have been some really strong wins, and most of the ones Moodang, Mog, Virtuals, Fartcoin, Cerebro, I mean Goat, all of these have been within the past like 6 weeks, and they've been great wins for me.
Yeah, I think some interesting from somebody like myself that's really not in the trenches with you guys day to day in this momentum space that you guys are, our go-to source for is that you will see some of these things on social media. The two examples that come to mind were Moodang and Chill Guy. And so that's something where if I say Moodang to a group of people, most people are going to know what that is. Same thing with Chill Guy. They see the meme, but they don't necessarily know the meme coin. And so when you see something like that, maybe you can get in front of it to maybe get a little bit of money and some alpha in the space. But I find what's interesting is that the big winners that you guys are talking about, the fart coins, the goats and all that, it's not something that you can kind of front run just on social media. And then that's why your guys is, kind of, research and alpha and takes of all that is why it's important if you're interested in this quick moving momentum space to be kind of having, that type of research, because it's not just like a social media meme play. It's really its own world. And I'm coming to kind of enjoy learning from you guys around the updates and what you're seeing, because man, it's just like the crypto space. Every week we really do have something to talk about, and I know you guys are doing your rundown on the YouTube channel, and you guys have stuff to talk about every week as well. So it's definitely exciting times. But as we look into 2025, not necessarily a pick per se, but what's something are you looking forward to? Like Brendan and I talk a lot about regulation, right? We've got Trump coming into office. We've got David Sachs, the crypto czar, coming into office. Is there anything around regulation that you're excited about, or is there something you kind of see, underneath the ground of this NFT world that is rumbling that you're like, oh man, 2025 is coming? So just Joe, we'll start with you. What are you seeing for 2025? What are you the most excited about?
I'm just excited overall. I hate to say this, but I'm excited for TradFi to catch up. Meaning, like, there's like Trump's not even in office yet, right? Like the czar, no one's even stamped anything for approval. Like I can't wait to see that kind of unfold, right? And that's going to bring a wave, hopefully, unlike any other. And I hope the Bitcoin Reserve really comes true, because I didn't think that was possible in this term. But if we don't get it this year, I think I'm going to be upset.
Yeah, to build on that point, actually, and this is a little tidbit for the people that are listening still. It's a kind of a current events take. Basically, on a higher level, you've had the S&P, the Russell, and the QQQ. Everybody, when you talk about TradFi, like you just said, kind of everybody's given up their Trump gains, not Bitcoin, but all the other indices that have kind of run based on deregulation and Trump and everything's going to be great and everybody got excited about this trade. TradFi has retracted, and again, less volatile in the sense that the S&P 500 and the Russell move at a much slower pace than Bitcoin. I just find it really interesting, unless we get some wild flush of Bitcoin that brings us back into the 60s. Bitcoin has held on to its gain, and you can barely call Bitcoin a safe haven by any means, but I find that I want TradFi to catch up as an interesting point. Like, this is definitely the first time it seems like, a lot of normies have front run the institutions. And obviously there's tons of institutions here as well, especially in Bitcoin. But yeah, 2025, I think it can get wild. I really do, across the board, from top down. I think the storylines will be great. It's going to be like reality TV. But Joe, sorry, thank you for that, Joe. Brian, what are you thinking?
I could really use that Bitcoin reserve. That would be that would help all our bags out a little bit. So that would be number one. But that's an easy answer. I'm pretty excited for 2025. The convergence of NFTs in tokens, like this world where there's a blend, kind of what we've seen Pudgy Penguins do. And we've given a few calls within our private community a couple weeks ago, which have popped off too. I mean, I feel like I'm really touting that, but it's true. Joe and I were talking about Doodles, one of the OG projects out there. I was like, hey man, if Pudgy Penguins has success with the Pengu token, Azuki with the Animi token, Doodles has been saying that they're going to do a token, and if you go get a cup of coffee at McDonald's now, it comes in a Doodles cup. So
show them, Brian. You have one in the back.
Yeah, I got so many, man. I'm drinking coffee like a madman, but you can see. So these companies are still building massive partnerships, and today they made an announcement, Doodles, that they're dropping a token, and I was like, that's it. It went from like 2 ETH to 7 ETH. And I was like, I have a Doodle. I should have bought a ton. I didn't, but I told everyone else to. But I'm just really excited for those two worlds to collide, because the world of NFTs if you're still in that NFT project through this past bear market, you're there for life, baby. You're not going anywhere. Those are the hardcore people. And now you're just going to bring in new users with a token. It's going to pop off. And then lastly, and I'll stop talking so much, I think Web3 gaming in the convergence of AI together is extremely interesting. Like AI agents in Web3 gaming with tokens. It just feels like a multi-billion-dollar industry, and I'm here for it. I'm waiting for it.
Yeah, that's awesome. So let's wrap it up. I do have a question from our guy Jimmy. So Jimmy, we have to obviously preface, this is not personal financial advice by any means, but anybody that joins us live on our social medias, I like to shout them out and
this
give
is
them
live
a little.
Right now.
We're live on YouTube, baby.
Jimmy, what's up, dude? I had no idea. Okay.
Yeah,
I was thinking we could edit out ridiculous things I said. Jimmy, love it, man. Okay, go ahead.
So Jimmy's looking for some take on Pepe. So obviously not financial advice for Jimmy personally. What are you guys seeing on the Pepe community? Does it still have that lore, or is it getting taken over by the chill guys and the goats and the farts?
I think Brian expects me to talk about this because we talked about Pepe before meme coins was even popular. Like 2023, we were talking about Pepe, and Pepe was a cultural meme before being a meme coin. So it was an actual meme.
I was here for that. So I remember you and our colleague Matt were you guys like got in on Pepe on like the ground floor.
Yeah, we got in around 70 million. So it's what, 9 billion now. So that's about 100x from there. Pepe is like Doge. Basically, Pepe is the face of the NFT world. For those that don't know, like NFTs really kind of adopted Pepe as their face when it didn't really have like something to point to. So Pepe was that. There are so many NFT derivatives. Jack Butcher, a very famous Ethereum artist, created Pepe edition. Beeple talks about he did Pepe meme art on his dailies. Basically, Pepe was all over the NFT world. It's going to be a mainstay for a while. Chill Guy will take over Pepe if all the TikTokers get in Web3. But for all Ethereum has the second largest liquidity in all of crypto, right? I don't know how many billions of dollars. So basically, they only trade the top 5 kind of like rotation wise during down cycles. It's like a thing they do. Like ever since Doge in 2016 to Pepe now, like they find those plays and they like to pump their bags. So I don't think Pepe is going anywhere personally. Wow, it happened so fast, Brian. We were saying that $1 billion floor for meme coins is going to be the new top 10 floor. Pepe is already almost at 10 billion, so it's only going to go up from there, in my opinion. I'm not telling Jimmy to go buy some because it's kind of frothy right now. Maybe look for some better entries, but it's definitely not going anywhere.
Massive awesome. Bull for Pepe. Massive bull. I love it. There's 357,000 holders listed. Just got listed on the centralized exchanges. I could see big things as it rotates. I mean, Bitcoin needs to do its thing. It needs to get to an all-time high. All season needs to go off. there's going to be a rotation, and that's just an OG meme found on Ethereum. And just for a little alpha, anybody that if you like Pepe, there's Pepe's best friend is a guy named Brett. From Matt Fury is the guy who created Pepe. He did a comic book, but Brett's found on the Base blockchain, so that's like the Pepe of Base. I don't own any Brett, but kind of a fan of it, and that's an over $1 billion blockchain, and that's not listed on Coinbase. That's something we're always kind of talking about within our private community is like, where's their opportunity? And part of me kind of deep down in my gut feels like, well, Base is owned by Coinbase, their number one meme coin on their platform, or is Brett, which is known by all the OG crypto people. It's Pepe's best friend. It's just a matter of time that will get listed on Coinbase, but not financial advice. I don't own any. I own Pepe, but no Brett, but massive bull on all of those sectors.
Well, fellas, what an amazing year. Obviously, exciting years to come, kind of like I was saying, and we've talked about this nonstop on the rundown with Bryce and Brendan, is, you know, we're all very bullish. There's going to be ups. There's going to be downs. There's going to be times where you just need to get the information and make your decisions. And we hope that you continue to choose the Crypto 101 podcast, YouTube, and all of our socials for your number one entertainment for news, information, and memes. Absolutely some memes. Our Instagram is on fire right now with the memes. And just a big thank you to you guys for joining us. I know you have some really exciting stuff coming on early 2025 in January with your program and your community. So there's no doubt that we're going to be having Brian and Joe back. We just appreciate everybody for listening. We hope you have an awesome holiday week. We're still going to have content. We have pre-recorded content for you guys. We have our end of year show coming out next week, and then we'll have some awesome interviews for you leading us into the new year. So thanks again, Crypto 101 family, and we'll see you again next time.